stepped outside, we could hear the overwhelming sound of crickets in the still air. You could almost taste the dim light and smell the darkness coming fast. We had no flashlights, no clue what we were doing, and no directions apart from the loosely spoken ones given by my grandpa. We were going to the witch's house, and that was that. With Alex and Carmen in the car, it was not a particularly quiet trip, but I enjoyed their noise and comments, for it added to the excitement. Once we were getting closer, I began to feel nervous, perhaps a bit frightened. After a while searching, we came across what appeared to be a driveway, although they had had no car. The atmosphere in the van was very tense, and no one spoke, not even my cousins. Across the path was a rusted and poorly kept fence with a sign that read, "No trespassing." Yeah, right. My dad pulled up as close as he could and then parked the car. Katie and I strained our necks from the back seat, but could not see anything through the dense trees. Once we were all out of the car, we jumped over the fence and began walking towards the house. Back in the tall grass, Katie and I could see the gray outline of the witch's house, barely visible in the twilight sky. Although the outside was scary and intimidating, we were not prepared for what we would see on the inside. It was pitch dark. The only way we could see is when my sister flashed her BlackBerry camera. The room would light up in a split second and then be gone again. The house had been empty for years, but furniture was still lining the inside. Apart from this, there were also drawings on the walls. And the feeling of somebody watching. We decided it was time to go, and began to walk to the porch, but Katie tripped over a broken door and made a noise. We all stood still, listening. We could hear it, soft in the distance, a whooshing sound coming from the upstairs, mechanical, although the house had never had electricity. Disrupted by our presence, the sound grew louder and louder and louder. We all screamed and ran for our car. We all dove into the van, shutting the doors behind us, veering out onto the gravel road and heading back to my grandpa's house. My sister and I will always remember this trip as the time we got to visit a real haunted house.